that I try to use, and I'm not saying you haven't or don't or won't, right? But there's one perspective that I try to choose when it comes to these difficult decisions. So, what does your daughter want the most? If she could have full knowledge of everything, what would she want the most?
Are you talking about attending, or are you talking about staying in this family? Or because she wants me to be her mom the most, but
Okay, right. So, what would she feel about any action you might take that would put that at risk?
it would be unwise. I'd be being a bad mother.
So, hasn't this just been a long walk to a short question?
Yes. Shit.
Right? Isn't that the perspective that... And look, your mom didn't take your thoughts into consideration at all, right?
No.
Other than perhaps to idly and sadistically torture you from time to time, she didn't take into account your preferences at all, right? But the great thing about being a parent, as you know, is so many times you get to say, what does my child want? Well, that's what it is, right? What's best for my child? But that's what it is.
Okay. That sucks. I mean, yeah, it sucks. I
How
feel like
good are
I'm
you as a
finished.
parent after you've been around your mom?
How what?
How connected and together are you as a parent when you've been around your mom? How connected and present are you going to be as a parent after you've been around your mom for the next couple of weeks every time the phone rings, or maybe the next couple of months? If you're worried about her contacting CPS, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
We don't usually have much of a right to do stuff that's going to cause us to be emotionally unavailable or less available to our kids, right?
Yeah.
How is your daughter going to feel if she goes with you and has a great time and then says, I want to see them again?
Yeah. No,
Why don't we see grandmama more, mama?
no, she thinks my mom's a horrible person.
Ah, why do we go to a place with such horrible people?
Yeah.
And what would your answer be?
Because I didn't want to miss out. That would be my
I'm
answer.
sentimental. I want the form of things rather than the people in them, right?
Yeah.
It's something that if I don't go, I have to accept the truth about my family that I'm still resisting, right?
Right. No, that seems pretty clear.
Right. And I'm very sorry. I mean, it should be a time of unalloyed joy in a happy and healthy family, right?
Right.
Where there's no complications. You started off, and I'm sorry if I couldn't quite follow the story as closely as I could have, but something about was your sister who's like, oh, you're pawning your kid off of me because you want your sister to take your kid back to the hotel with her kid and something like that.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you? I mean, oh, Savannah, it's so tragic. I mean, I've now been married for 11 years. I've known my wife for 12. And before, things used to be so complicated with people, and with girlfriends, so complicated. They'd get upset about something. I wouldn't know what it was. They'd be slamming the doors. I'm fine. And if you don't know, then there's no point me telling you. And eventually I'd get it out of them. It'd be like, what? Really? I did this? Or I said, it's so complicated. And it just makes you kind of paranoid after a while. Like, what? What now? I don't know what the rules are, right?
Right.
This dictatorship has has no constitution, no rules, right?
Right.
I never know when it's so complicated. Like, can I just tell you? I mean, and you have a fiance, so I'm sure that's the case with him too. Sane people are so uncomplicated and so drama-free that it really puts the crazy people are so shallow. This is why they kick up all this dirt. If there's enough dirt in the water, you don't know how deep it is. But generally, it's pretty shallow. And the more drama and crap there is in people's lives, the shallower they are. This idea that good people are sort of simple and shallow, but like bad people or complicated, messy people are deep and complicated. It's a complete opposite of the truth. It's just a bunch of propaganda put out by crazy people so that they look so it looks like their craziness is worth something. But, if I was in your family and I'm taking my kid back and you're like, oh, can you take my kid back too? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Either yes or no.
I'm happy to. Hey, no, I'm going to say yes. I'm happy to. Yeah, no problem. Easy, simple. No repercussions later, no big problems later, no bad-mouthing you behind your back. Just, yeah, done.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to assume that this is, where you're at in your life and your fiance is, you talk about everything. It's just not complicated. We were I was at a pool today, and there was a kid there who was really thirsty, and I'm like, oh, we've got some water, take it, right? I mean, it was unopened, right? So we had a bottle of water, go take it. He took the water. I thought they were just going to take a drink and leave it, but they took the water and went. My wife shows up. I'm like, oh, I got to go to the car to get some water. I lent it to the family and whatever, right? She's like, okay, go. Fine. But it wasn't like, well, I brought water. Where did it go? And, well, what do you mean? Don't you have any boundaries? Why couldn't you just ask for that water back? What's the matter with you? Why are you so... It's just like, oh, it's just simple.
Yeah.
And that's a ridiculous example, but I'm telling you, like in past relationships, that could have been like a day-destroying decision.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm sorry that you don't have gracious, generous, good-hearted, easy to get along with, deep and meaningful people in your family. In fact, you have quite the opposite. But the drama is all there to hide the lack of connection. And the complications are all there to hide the absence of intimacy. And the complications and confusions and hostilities are all there to hide the fact that nobody likes each other, and least of all themselves.
Right.
And what you want is to have a family in that situation that you like. That is not the family, sadly, that you have or had. And for me, I don't want my daughter to ever be susceptible to sentimentality. Sentimentality is when we wish that the picture of happiness contained people we like. Like you want to enter this wedding because it's a wedding, and the word wedding, right, has this sentimentality to it, right? But the people are there, right?
Yes.
The people are the people who were there. There's no abstract wedding outside of the people who were there. The wedding is only the people who were there, right? Now, sentimentality is something that's invented by bad people to distract good people with appearances. So it's a wedding, and suddenly you're supposed to be sentimental, and you're supposed to forgive, and you're supposed to pretend that nothing bad happened, and, just together, just for this day, can't we all just whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of these rituals, they're not invented by good people, but by bad people. I mean, the emotional resonance, it's all manipulation. I mean, my wife and I, we forgot our anniversary because, I mean, every day is great, right? But if you have a bad marriage, you have to make a big fucking deal of the anniversary. Because that sentimentality that's invented by bad people so that they can control good people, so that they can pretend that they have something to offer you. Look now, Savannah, they have a wedding to offer you. Well, they don't, in fact. They only have sentimentality to offer you. I want my daughter to be immune from sentimentality. Whether it's nationalism, whether it's race, whether it's culture, whether it's whatever. Sports teams. I mean, how much bad shit is done because good people are susceptible to the emotional manipulation of sentimentality, which is the ritual has value regardless of the people involved. Your sports team has value regardless of the people involved. Your country has value regardless of the people involved. This wedding has value regardless of the people involved. No. There is no such thing as regardless of the people involved. The people involved are the only damn thing that I will value or not. Not the shape, not the location, not the costumes, not the music, not the harp and the flowers and the flower girls. This whole sentimental bullshit designed to distract you from the fact that there are people in your life who want you around, who've done everything to drive you away and don't want to change, right?
Right.
I can shut up now if you want to.
No, I was soaking it in.
But tell me what you think. Is that helpful?
No, it's very helpful. I think.
Wait, do I sound needy there? Savannah, is that helpful? Is that helpful? Am I helping you?
For me.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just said, never mind. No, that's very helpful. I think it makes it very clear.
Yeah, if you can be controlled by bad people based on sentimentality, that is a lesson that you will be teaching your daughter if you go.
Yeah.
All bad people all they have to do is rent a hole, get a bad band, and make everyone look like they're made out of icing, and all past injuries will melt away, right?
Right. No, that seems very clear. You know, I thought for sure I was going to be going to this until my fiance and I talked about it further, and he's like, I don't think Steph would say that you should go. And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, is he there?
Yeah.
Is he there?
Yes.
You tell him for me, don't you fob this one on me, brother. Well, I think that Steph would say, no, you say. She's your fiance. You protect her heart from these monsters.
Well, I think he knows how much I value your opinion. Not that I don't value his opinion, but I was just not.
I am not big enough to hide behind. Well, Steph would say that.
He's
I'm
laughing.
just kidding. No, I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, he knows, right? And it is hard. You know, it's hard for men who are raised broken on the vanity and narcissism and greed of so many women. It's hard for men to stand up to women. Right? I mean, we saw this with the guy before. Yeah, webcam sex object for spooging. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. $70 an hour. Yeah. I'm being supportive, right? Because what do women say? What do women say when a man says something that disagrees with their interests? You're not being supportive.
Yes.
Like we're a bra that busted or something, you know? I mean, you're not being supportive. Get me my drugs. Support me. Right?
Right.
You're not being supportive. Well, no, I'm just disagreeing, right? And I have, I think, good reasons, and we should negotiate about it. No, support me. Which, of course, originally meant pay for me, right? In supporting someone else. But now it's just, and again, I'm not saying this is the case with you, and of course, I don't have women in my life who are like this, but a lot of times, if a man disagrees with a woman, she'll get angry at him because he's not being supportive.
I know.
Right?
Yes.
And it's, you know, and then when things go bad, the men have to pay the price, right? Alimony, child support, welfare state, single mom funding, and all that, Obamacare. So yeah, I don't mind if you reject my advice. Just don't make me pay for the consequences of that which I advised you against. But Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. So, I mean, it's still something to talk about and all that, but that's just sort of my perspective. The great thing about having kids is you just have to think about